Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? Oh, I guess it needs to be on. I'm Joan, and I'll be the chairperson for this morning. Welcome to our New Year's Day, New Year 2024 Sunday. Okay. First, we are going to do the sutra chanting. We'll begin this morning with Sambucho. That's on page 24 and 25.
Namanda, Namanda, Namanda.
Now, now we will have Jusege, which will be found on page 93. Now for the first Gassho. Forgive me. Okay. Please stand for the Gassho. We are one in the white book on page 450. And remain standing for the reading of the three treasures on page 8. 150. Sorry, 150. Reverend Fujimoto will lead in the purple book. That'll be after, on page 8. Okay?
To the purple book, page 8. Okay, three treasures, number 1. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in the life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we're able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Please be seated.
Now Reverend Fujimoto will share a Dharma message with us.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Ohayou gozaimasu. You can tell it's a special service because lots of people here and there's food cooking. So. Also, we have Taniguchi Sensei here to join us, and so he'll be coming down to be able to listen to the Dharma message. It's always a special treat to have Sensei here joining us for our services, and everyone here, many of us know Sensei from all his years of service here at the Buddhist Temple of Alameda. Find a nice seat, Sensei. You are our treasure here. Okay, so today I thought I'd talk a little bit about Kakure Nembutsu and some of the things going on here with the Buddhist Churches of America. The district ministers have been asked to coordinate the 125th anniversary of BCA service, and this will be coming up on September 1st of this year. So it's going to be at the Buddhist Church of San Francisco, and kind of a special thing, 125 years of history of the Buddhist Churches of America, and it started with San Francisco Temple, and so we thought it would be appropriate not only to have it here in the Bay District, but to have the actual service in San Francisco. So we had been planning for this for a number of months now, and looking forward to it, and lots of details to include everyone all over BCA, and how can we do it, and portions would be, most of it virtual, but accommodating some people to be able to come. And then recently, very recently, Honganji has asked, can we hear okay in the back? This is good? Okay. Sometimes we have to adjust this a little bit. Okay, so Honganji has asked us to include the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonin's birth and the 800th anniversary of the beginning of the Jodo Shinshu teachings. And we've had this service in the district. We had it last year in Palo Alto. Many of us were able to participate in that service. And the different districts of BCA have had this service, okay? The 850th and the 800th service. So Honganji asked us to include that as a BCA-wide observance. So now, not only is it the 125th anniversary of BCA, but the 850th anniversary of Shinran Shonin's birth, and the 800th anniversary of Honganji. Okay, that's a lot to put on your cake, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think Hawaii is doing something similar, and they're observing their 135th anniversary in Hawaii. So they're calling it the triple anniversary service or something like that. So along with those two things coming up, just recently, this past weekend, we had our very first Buddhist Temple Alameda leadership retreat. And so many of the board members were on a special retreat to reflect upon the teachings in their own lives and sharing things that they have gone through in their lives. And we're very fortunate that so many board members were able to go. We stayed overnight at the Jodo Shinshu Center over there. And that's just a retreat, but became kind of a rich pilgrimage to go to the Jodo Shinshu Center in Berkeley. We have so many things going on there and connections to Honganji and some of our members going there for the very first time and others staying there for the very first time. And through that we can see where the students are able to take their classes. Guest lecturers come in and stay sometimes for special classes or special lectures, and this beautiful facility that we have. It's our graduate school that is housed there. So many things that connect us to the movement of Jodo Shinshu teachings in America. So with all these things going on, thinking of this in terms of a pilgrimage, I know that Japan had their 850th, 800th observance this past year, and many members from all our different temples went to Japan, and they took different tours, pilgrimage tours when they were there, each one doing different types of tours led by different ministers and leaders. And one of those tours, I don't know if any of our members went on one, but one of them is to go on this Kakure Nembutsu tour. Okay, so those of you who might not know, the Kakure Nembutsu means hidden Nembutsu, and there was a time in Japan where the Nembutsu was prohibited. The participation in gathering to chant together, to listen to the Jodo Shinshu teachings, this was all prohibited. And so for over 300 years in Japan. So it opens eyes for us to hear about this. You know, people had to hide. Kakure means to hide. So you had to hide your practice of this Nembutsu, Namwami Dambutsu teachings. And they would be persecuted. So it was not easy for people in certain areas to be a Nembutsu follower. So on the pilgrimage tour, people went to these sites in specific parts of Japan, and people used to hike up into these caves and meet in caves and chant secretly because they didn't want others to know that they were practicing this form of Buddhism. And we learn often that the Nembutsu teaching, Shinran Shonin's teaching, is kind of a grassroots movement of Buddhism. Okay, so before, Buddhism was open to everyone, but not everyone could really practice. Okay, so farmers, peasants, fishermen, merchants, these people had to work hard to earn a living. And so the people who were actually practicing, they had to enter the priesthood to become a monk, or they were royalty who had the means and the time to study. Okay, so although Buddhism in general is open, not everyone had access to it. So now the Nembutsu teaching come through Shinran Shonin, chant, recite Namwami Dambutsu, listen to the teachings, and anyone would be able to participate, right? So it grew and it flourished, and there's so many people, so many Shin Buddhist members, that the political people in political leadership and other Buddhist temples, they began to get worried. They were very concerned. You know, it's like this uprising coming up just by the sheer number of people who are practicing Nembutsu teachings. They became a political and a social force. So because of that, because of their fear of us, the Nembutsu practice was banned. Okay, And so maybe you could fear, jealousy, these kind of thoughts and emotions would come up in these leaderships and other sects of Buddhism. Okay, so in certain areas you would have, if you had, that's that one Enju, right? If you look closely, very specific design that our Onenju are different from followers of another form of Buddhism. Okay, so these kind of things we get confiscated and burned. Okay, service books confiscated and burned. Right, and so there would be times where people would be tortured. They would want to know, where do you meet? Who else meets with you? What are their names? Who's sitting next to you at service? And so they would get, one of the descriptions of a torture is that people would sit Japanese style with their legs tucked underneath them, but they would sit on these slabs of wood that are triangular in shape, so the point is up, right? And so you're sitting with your legs tucked under you, and you're sitting on this wood, and they're asking you these questions. Where do you practice? Who do you practice with? Who goes? Who's your leader? And as they sit there, they bring these slabs of stone that were like 30 kilograms, 66 pounds or so, flat slabs of stone, and put it on the person's lap. Where do you practice? Who is your leader? Who do you meet with? So you refuse to talk, and they put a second stone on your lap, right? And so this is the torture. And it is said that with 5 such slabs, it's quite a bit of weight, and they would crush your legs, and you would die. Okay, so this is part of the history of our Shin Buddhist tradition, and this went on still. Members wanted to carry their donations to Honganji and to prove, a show of their loyalty. And if you get caught, you might get executed. You might, quite a risk to take the dues from your membership. I'll take it this month and go to Honganji. So there's a risk involved in being Jodo Shinshu. Okay? But people wanted to take the donations because if they went to Honganji, it's like an opportunity. Maybe they'll get to hear one of the scholar monks. Maybe they'll get to hear the teachings directly from the Gomonshu. And so they would want to go. They would volunteer to go. And lots of danger involved. So 300 years, from the 16th century to the 19th century. It's hard to imagine, huh? It's like 10 generations or so, right? And we can't even fathom that this is happening. 10 generations of this kind of prosecution. So not that easy for members to practice the Buddhist teachings. Here, now, we're so comfortable to be able to come in the winter. We put on our coat and drive in the car. We have a heater. Summertime, we have air conditioner, right? And we come to the temple and come in. And what did Sensei say today? I don't know, but the donuts are good. We're having prime rib today. Yeah, so now we have a very happy, comfortable place. Air conditioned, heaters, ovens, social hall, beautiful temple. We don't have to hide and hike into the woods, into the cave, all of these things. So much that if we know this history, all the more. We're very appreciative of this opportunity to hear the Dharma, to listen to this, and to get this sense perspective, right? And people have been going on this tour, and I know a number of years ago now, there's a friend, Janice Stoy from San Jose, and she went and she wrote an article about their group hiking up quite a ways into the hillside and to go into these caves where they practice the Rinpoche. And she said at the end, the whole experience left us with a real appreciation for what people endured to preserve the Rinpoche teachings. So it's very, very touching to know about this, to hear about this. It's a history of the hidden Rinpoche, Kakurin Rinpoche, and so people have to have very extraordinary dedication, sacrifice to be able to be a part of this temple and to hear these teachings. And so hopefully people here are able to reflect upon that and appreciate all the more what we have here. So more than our own personal country club where we have all these facilities that we can use, but life and death struggle, to learn about our own life and death. This is part of our retreat where we had reflections about who we lost in our lives and how that has impacted us. And as we talk about this, we hear different kinds of perspectives from our own leaders here. And what does the temple mean, right? And this is a big part of any temple, that when our members lose someone, we guide them through the process of grief and leave them space to process and grow. And this is part of the teachings, right? And through that, we come to a deeper and deeper appreciation, not only of this temple, but of friendships, of relationships, connections to our own families. I try to tell people when we lose someone, the people we lose become our teachers, our guides, our bodhisattvas. Through them, we're not just thinking, crying that I lost this particular person, but they are the gateway. They are the recognizable teachers that open our mind, our heart to the infinite, and our connection, and our being a part of this infinite. So this infinite is where we come from and where we go to. Life and death. So this is all part of this very precious legacy of the Rinpoche. And as we learn about it, we kind of renew our own commitment to know more about the Rinpoche, about the temple, to support the temple, and let these teachings evolve within us and to be there for the next and the next and the next. So thank you very much. We'll conclude this message for today because we have to hurry. Food is getting Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. I really, personally, really appreciate that message. And now, the Gatha of Arigato, White Book on page 36, verse 2, Japanese and English. Please stand for the Gatha. like to do acknowledgements. Thank you to all those who helped with the altar preparations and with the service. Also, Reverend Dennis, the YouTube setup, the organist, Lenny, those who did the altar flowers, and anyone who donated special altar offerings, flowers, fruit, or refreshments. Also, any newcomers? Anybody? Don't be shy if you are. It's very welcome here. Invisible ones that are? Okay. Well, we have a few announcements. And, oh, we do? Hi. Thank you. You are very welcome. I need to make a quick little thing that I received on January 11 in 2004 from Shoyo Taniguchi when I first started to come here to hear a Dharma message. And it's probably the best thing, one of the best things towards my life perspective as a whole. And I've learned a lot and I've made a lot of real friendships, and it's a true Sangha. So if you come here, expect to be very welcomed. And during my time here, Reverend Taniguchi and Hiko and the temple members, we all worked on these beautiful traditional flowers for the ceiling. And Reverend Taniguchi and Hiko and me, we worked on the 3 poisons. I hate to think that we worked on the 3 poisons. I mean, we painted them, but tried to avoid the 3 poisons. How about that? So next Sunday, on January 28th, the family service at 10 a.m. will be Ask Reverend Dennis, along with Birthday Sunday and January birthdays. And Jane Naito for an announcement. And also, if you're in Fremont on January 27, on Saturday, there will be a beautiful movie, Pictures of Belonging. Is it a movie or is it just photographs? I don't know. Anyway, the announcement's up here. And if you like Fremont, I'm in a show at the Olive Hyde Gallery. And Friday night from 7 to 9, we're going to have a reception. And we usually have good food too, and drinks. So here's Jane.
Thank you. Thank you, Joan. My name's Jane Naito, and I'm president of the board here at the Buddhist Temple of Alameda. And at this time, I'd like Reverend Fujimoto to come on down. Come on down. We want to take this opportunity at the new year to thank Sensei for all his leadership this past year and his guidance to the board and also to the Sangha of the Buddhist Temple of Alameda. Thank you. And then at this time, we'd also like to thank Lenny for playing the organ so beautifully each Sunday for us. And then I believe Lenny has something.
Sensei, on behalf of Fujinkai, thank you so much. You've, I know Charmin too, behind the scenes, you've done a lot for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Joyce? Sensei, don't go anywhere.
Keep coming.
On behalf of the Alameda Dharma School and the Buddhist Education Committee, thank you, Reverend Dennis, for your guidance throughout the year and teaching us the Dharma. And Lenny, as for the Alameda BWA. Thank you for your leadership and all you do for the temple.
And then this year, Sensei just mentioned that the board of directors had our first leadership workshop. So I'd like to have Charmin come up here. Charmin actually led the workshop for us this past weekend. And I think it was an amazing retreat for the board, you know, for us to discover things of ourselves as well as be able to work together as a board. So we just wanted to say thank you very much. A part of the board retreat, we painted these rocks that have words of gratitude and joy. And so you'll see them on the table out for the luncheon. And then we're going to put these little rocks into the garden at our temple. So as you're walking through the garden sometimes, you may see a little rock that has a message for you. Thank you.
I'll just take a moment to thank all the organizations and all the temple members for your continued support. We have a nice team here and it's working very well, and I'm appreciative of every one of you. So, one of the things I wanted to mention, last year we started Birthday Sunday, and it was on the last Sunday of each month, and people would come if they had a birthday that month and come in Oshoko and be recognized. And we changed it to the second week of each month. And last week, I forgot. So today is our January birthday Sunday. Do we have anyone with a January birthday? Joan has a birthday. Okay, please come up in Oshoko. Is there anyone else? No? January birthday? Okay. Oh, come on up. Yeah.
No, I'm taking the photo.
Yeah.
It's not my birthday.
I'll take Danny, don't worry.
I think, yeah, that's another birthday. Wait.
It's Denny's birthday.
Let her. Oshoko, Joe. Let her Oshoko. Stay here.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Anything else?
I just want to remind people that we have the new BCA calendar out, and so we still have some left in the hall. So if you didn't pick yours up already, please pick it up on your way out. And that will conclude this morning's service. If you please come up and do a shoko before you go to the luncheon. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for being here today. Thank you. Did you get your calendar? Chris.